Hi, everybody who's here in person, and hello, Zoom. My name is Sarai Rojas, and I'm a public information representative for San Jose Clean Energy, who you might know is a department of the city of San Jose. And thanks to Juan for putting me on the agenda today and letting me come here to give you an intro to San Jose Clean Energy. It might be a refresher for you if you've heard of us before. I'm also here to share some information about electric vehicles. Can you move to the next, or do I move the slides? Okay. Yes, thank you, Linda. So first, recap of how community choice works in San Jose Clean Energy, right? So we're looking at this chart here, which is a diagram of how energy gets to your home or business. San Jose Clean Energy now takes care of the source part. So we're building and sourcing more clean energy for San Jose. PG&E, because they own the infrastructure, the power lines around here, they still take care of the electric delivery. So we're partners in delivering that service to your home. So what that means for you and your bill is that the charges are now separated. Whereas before we launched in 2019, PG&E used to take care of both the sourcing and the delivery. Now San Jose Clean Energy took over the sourcing part. So if you see our charges on there, that's why. It's because we're doing that service for you that PG&E used to do. And because we're a department of the city, we're local, we're not for profit. So that means that any extra revenue that we have stays right here in San Jose, and we can use it for local programs. Next slide, please. Okay. Some benefits of San Jose Clean Energy. I already mentioned the first one is that we're local, revenue can stay here in San Jose. Clean electricity, it's in the name, right? San Jose Clean Energy. So that's super important for us. Why? Because we're helping to fight climate change. So energy emissions are causing climate change, causing a lot of problems for our society, for our residents, health impacts as well. So clean energy means that we can have fewer emissions, and that's also better for our residents. A super important benefit to you, to me, I have a PG&E bill too. We're cheaper. We're cheaper than PG&E. Right now, we're 1 to 3% cheaper than PG&E. We're super happy to be able to provide that benefit to the community, of course. And community programs. So I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more. But as I said, that extra revenue that stays here in San Jose can be used to develop programs that cater to our residents because we know San Jose best. Next slide, please. All right. So San Jose San Jose Clean Energy service options. We have 2, and this handy chart here can kind of give you an easy comparison. So when you became a San Jose Clean Energy customer, you were enrolled in our standard product, which is Green Source, and that is 60% renewable. That's among the highest of any large city in the US, 60%. And we're able to offer that product. You can see here, the numbers, it's still lower than PG&E, even though it's more renewable. SJ Cares up there, I'm going to talk about in the next slide, but it's a program for our low income or fixed income residents, and they also receive 60% renewable energy. And then we have a service option, Total Green, that's 100% renewable. So if you want to contribute to cleaner energy, but maybe solar panels aren't an option for you, you can upgrade to Total Green. It's pretty easy. It is about $4 more per month on your bill than Green Source, but that is an option for you. And you can see up here, PG&E, less renewable energy and a higher cost. Next slide. So the SJ Cares program that I was talking about, we're really proud to be able to offer it. We started this program about a year ago, and it's an extra 10% discount on SJCE charges for customers who are enrolled in the CARE or FARA programs. So if you've heard of these two programs, they're state-funded programs that offer monthly discounts on people's energy bills. So that's really great. So what we did is we said, if you are our customer and you're enrolled in CARE or FARA, then we want to give you an extra discount. So right now that discount is 10% and it's automatic. These customers don't have to do anything extra to benefit from this. All right. Now that I gave you a quick overview of San Jose Clean Energy, I wanted to talk about EVs and why maybe you could consider getting an EV for your next car. Next slide. Thank you. So there's so many benefits of EVs that they almost don't fit on one slide. But one that's super important to us and to the city's climate action plan is that EVs don't have tailpipe emissions. So that means that they're not contributing to climate change in the way that traditional gas cars do, right? So fewer emissions also means cleaner air, and studies continue to show that clean air is so important for our health, for our lung health, especially in children and other sensitive groups. So that is a major reason why San Jose Clean Energy is invested in making EVs more accessible to everybody in San Jose. Of course, another benefit that any driver cares about is that it be cheaper. So charging is like paying $2 per gallon at the pump. Right now, what are we paying for gas? Like closer to $5. So paying the equivalent of $2 is a pretty attractive benefit to people. The average range of EVs is also increasing. And you can see, on this slide, I wanted to show you examples of the different type of EVs that are out there now. It's not just small little cars. There's cars that can fit your lifestyle. And the ranges are increasing with the average now around 220 miles per charge. And to give you some perspective, the average driver in San Jose drives about 9.6 miles per day. So if your range is over 200 miles, then that EV can get you like a lot of your weekly commute, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on your charging patterns and your battery. EVs also have lower maintenance costs because they have fewer parts, which is an awesome benefit. They're faster at accelerating and they cause less noise. We were just talking about noise pollution. And finally, you can be ahead of the curve. There is a mandate already in California that all cars and light trucks be electric by 2035. So, the transition to EVs is happening and we're here to, aid in that transition. We want to hear what your concerns are and do what we can to make it easier. Great incentives. So EVs as a whole are already becoming more affordable with more models starting under the 30,000 mark. And the used EV market is also expected to grow this year and in more years to come. So here's a couple examples. The 2023 Bolt. Bolts are super popular because they have a great range. Our friend Linda here drives a Bolt and she loves it. I was also able to find easily online this used EV for sale. You can see it's a 2017 Nissan Leaf, priced around $14K. And the screen sharing stopped on my screen.
It's reconnecting, sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Connection dropped.
Okay, I'll keep going. But there are rebates and incentives to help make an EV even more affordable. So the examples I have up here, I won't run through them in detail. Can you share in presenter mode online? One second, let me see if I can help. 1 second. Stop presenting.
Thank you everyone for your patience. Again, this is our first time trying this hybrid meeting. And we're dealing with a hiccup.
Flavored start. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it started again. No. The concurrent slide is what I want. So I'm gonna get.
Maybe stop sharing for a second.
Am I still sharing? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're sharing. We can see.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like distracted.
Does that look right?
Right now, I still see
The notes.
speaker or whatever. I see your presenter notes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that on Zoom.
So we want to start with her. And then when
You're still sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I stopped it.
It thinks you're still sharing.
Oh dear. What's that?
Yeah, now you stop sharing. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'm back. Some examples here. There is a federal tax credit that goes up to $7,500 on a new EV. That tax credit also exists for used EVs, and that's up to $4,000. Also for new EVs, there's a state rebate that goes up to $7,500. And there's Clean Cars for All is a really cool program. It's kind of like a cash for clunkers program. So if you have an old car older than 2005 and it's still operational, the air district will pay you to retire that car. They give you a grant of up to $9,500 for your car so that you can use that toward a used or new EV, which is a really cool program. And there's more programs coming online for used EVs as well. So this PG&E pre-owned rebate is pretty new, and that goes up to $4,000. So this is really just to illustrate that an EV can be very cost competitive with other cars. We're looking here at a price of $5,000 or around $2,500 for the used EV. Next slide. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, public EV chargers could be coming to your neighborhood. So what does that mean? So say these prices that I'm talking about with the EVs, the benefits, you know, they're sounding good to you, but you're thinking, how am I going to charge? Like, that's not a possibility for me. You know, I park on the street, or whatever reason you might have that you can't. Yeah, street parking. Yeah. So what the city doesn't want is for the lack of easy charging to be the reason that you don't get an EV, right? There's so many great benefits. Why should you miss out just because you can't charge? So we're hoping that we can step in to help provide those solutions. So this map here shows quite clearly that, you know, there's a bigger concentration of EV chargers, maybe more west, north San Jose. And we want to work to just make those chargers better distributed. So efforts are already underway with a $14 million investment that will double charging infrastructure in San Jose. That's already on the way. And our goal as we build more chargers is to be able to make charging at them super affordable. So if San Jose Clean Energy could set rates that are really attractive at those chargers, maybe even have like extra discounts for low income chargers who come to that charger. We do want to explore those options. And there's billions of funding for chargers, not just in San Jose, but at the state level and at the federal level, which is really good news because, you know, we want to be able to take a road trip to Los Angeles and charge, which you can already do. But we want it to be even more easy, so that you can charge no matter where you're going. Next slide. Once you have an EV navigating public chargers, it's pretty easy, pretty user-friendly. There's lots of apps and tools to help you find and locate those EV chargers and to pay easily on your phone too. So at these chargers, which you've probably seen at different grocery stores, at Target, different places that you might frequent, most EVs can gain a charge of 80% in about 30 minutes of EV charging, which is pretty cool. Gives you a chance to go shop or grab something to eat. And then we thought you might want to know that about a third of San Jose EV drivers already charge outside of the home at least some of the time. So great. So I hope by now I've gotten your wheels kind of turning as to whether an EV could be an option for your next car. One really great way for you to experience an EV are these EV ride and drives. So we hosted our first one last summer. We had at East Ridge Mall. We had a great turnout, and it's an opportunity for people to test drive different models of EVs. And it's in a low pressure environment. You know, there's no salespeople. It's community focused. We also had other modes of transportation there, like e-bikes. So we're planning more. We're hoping to have a couple more this year. So stay tuned for that. And that was my last slide with information. Now I'd love to hear from you all if you have questions pertaining to San Jose Clean Energy or EVs.
Hi, this is Raquel Welch. I've noticed, because I'm not familiar with EVs, but I seem to only see the Tesla chargers, and they don't accept any other cars. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct. That Tesla makes their chargers exclusive to Teslas, but there are other public chargers that charge all other types of EVs.
Okay, and I've seen some also. I used to work for the county, and the county had some by BMC. So I'm hoping that's going to be part of the plan to put them at work sites as well.
Yeah, definitely. If you live or work somewhere where you think there's an opportunity to have chargers, we definitely think that, you know, people should be advocating to place more of those at workplaces. It's usually level 2 chargers, which are also a great way to charge. But yes, I think are supportive of just more chargers in general.
And is there also a way to put a charger in your own home?
Yeah, great question. I might have slides about that, Linda, but I'll just tell you what I know. So great news is that for level 1 charging, any plug will do. Like you can charge with any of these outlets here an EV. The thing is, it'll be really slow. So because there's 3 levels of charging. The ones I was talking about are those fast chargers. The level 1s are great though, because there's no investment needed on your part. You don't need to install anything. Those level 2 chargers, many people do have them at their home. They're significantly faster than the level 1. You need a permit to install one. And those types of plugs they might be the type your electric dryer uses to plug in. And there's actually tools that are really cool where it's called a smart splitter. And for a couple $100, you could install something so that the outlet that you use for your dryer, when you're not using it for your dryer, you can use it for your car and vice versa. So yeah, there's different options, which is great.
Full disclosure, the project manager for a lot of our EV projects is on Zoom right now, and she's texting me some things that she wanted to share. One being that related to the Tesla question, the federal government is actually requiring them to expand their chargers to other car manufacturers. So they're not just exclusive to one car type. And then also going back to the question about installing chargers at workplaces, we have some additional funding right now. There's $2.5 billion for workplaces and businesses in general in San Jose to apply for fast chargers. And then there's $1.1 million for level 2 chargers. They're a little bit slower, but it's good if you have employees who come to work for 8 hours a day, they can plug into a level 2, get their car charged. So that's all available for businesses and workplaces at D5 to apply to. And if you want more info on that, you can grab one of our cards after the meeting. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Trudy here again, this time with a question. Thank you again for the presentation. You mentioned earlier that it would typically be about the equivalent of $2 per gallon. Would that also be true at public chargers, or is the rate different? And what types of fees or extra taxes do you have to pay for that?
Okay. Yeah, I think chargers, where they're installed, I think they can set their own rates. Oh, here she is.
Yes.
That $2 figure is for charging at home. So that's your electric rate that you would choose with PG&E. And then whatever you choose with PG&E is also the rate you have with us. But yeah, the private chargers, I think they can set their own rates. And that's one of the things that the city is looking at, and the chargers that we're looking to install in neighborhoods in San Jose, and trying to figure out what's the right rate to help save money, charge at the right time of the day, because we know energy on the grid varies all day long. During the day, there's a lot of sunlight and solar energy on the grid. So we want to charge cars in the middle of the day. So yeah, or we're looking at things like, maybe having people sign up for a flat monthly rate and unlimited charging, things like that. So if that's something, the community would be interested in, we would love to know that.
Or let me see. So the first question we have is, one concern on renewable like wind and solar is that it may not always be available when demand is high, aka peak times. What is San Jose Clean Energy's policy on mitigating times when demand exceeds supply to prevent rolling brown or blackouts?
Yeah, I can start that one. But one way that we're working to prevent that issue is these time of use rates, where people are incentivized not to use so much energy at those times when demand is high. EV charging is an attractive option, and we want to incentivize that too, to make that more cheap. We're also building more batteries. We're putting more batteries on the grid, so that they can store the energy that we're getting from the solar, so that we can dispatch it at those times where we really need it. We're also working on demand response program, where you are asked to their programs essentially to help with that problem, exactly to better shape the load on the grid. So we are working on that as well.
The tax credit and rebates, those have income limits for qualification, or how much can you get?
Yeah, great question. The limits are different depending on which incentive. .org/EV, you answers to all of those questions having to do with incentives.
Next one is, how do you stay informed about the public EV charger projects?
Yeah, great question. Again, our website will definitely be sharing information as it becomes more available. You can also subscribe to our newsletter, where we would share that type of information. So I can share that information with Juan and then share it with the group, hopefully.
Next one is regarding affordable EV chargers. Have you looked at partnering with local businesses to help cover some or all of the cost, like some of the Walgreens stores?
Yeah, great question. That's kind of what we were getting at. We do already have those, that funding available. It's called the County VIP program. Housing and businesses to access that funding to install chargers.